want you to know that I'm safe now. And I'm at home on ground that I own. But a few moments ago, I was stopped by the police, city cops. I'm going to tell you, it's been a long time since I've been pulled over by the police. It's been at least since 2009. At least since 2009. That was 10 years ago, about 5 years ago. So that was, it was a while ago, since, I've actually had to speak to police in any kind of a, explain myself kind of manner. And oh my goodness, I was scared to death. I really was. I was sitting there, I was shaking, I was driving down the road and I saw, there was one police that was in front of me that turned off. And then there was two police vehicles behind me, a car and a truck. And I was driving down the road. And I was like, man, I was driving so straight. I did not bobble one bit. But those blue lights came on. I turned to the right into a residential street. And I pulled up and I saw there was, the other police vehicle there had pulled in as well. So I put up a little bit further and I stopped. And, I rolled out my window. I grabbed my license out. And I had my hands, just up there where you can see them. I wasn't trying to be tricky with all that. And she, I gave her my license, identified who I was. And so, she's, asked me about, the insurance and registration. So I grabbed the documents that I could find. And I handed it over to this lady. And of course, I was, being that it was a female police officer, I was even more probably scared because I'm like, I know I'm being recorded. Number one, I don't want to say anything even that could even remotely be interpreted as bad. Because one, it's like a lady that could be my daughter. There's so much pressure on guys. Like to me, it's like being an older dude. Could I roll up somewhere? I am so careful. Everything I say is yes, ma'am, no, sir. Everybody, I don't care. Give a blind who's he what's it. If you're older than me or younger than me or what have you, you're getting a yes, sir, or no, ma'am out of me. Unless I can't figure out what I need to say, and then I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But anyway, so we went through this process, and like I gave her what I thought was a registration, for the vehicle, and what I thought was the insurance. And I told her, I was like, my glasses are up here. I'm just giving you that it has all the numbers on it, even though it may or may not be in whatever. So anyway, so she went back and I saw them on the radio. I saw this other police officer. They were visiting. They were both checking things out, and came back. And of course, everything checked out with me. I had no warrants, nothing like that. My license were valid. My insurance was valid. My registration was all good. All that stuff was good. It all checked out on their .com. And but I'd sit there, But whenever this person is back there doing what they're doing, they're checking all this stuff. You're sitting there, and of course, a lot of times when you're watching, the one that I watch is Natural State Transparency, which is like this really cool. This guy, whenever you're watching his videos, you're seeing the police officers, you're seeing how fast they go, you're seeing the date, you're seeing the temperature, you're seeing whatever, all this, you get all kinds of navigational type things you're getting to see. And I know that more than likely that whenever that cop stopped, whenever that police officer, when that law enforcement officer, whenever the city police stopped me today, I knew that they had all this stuff on me. Whenever you're driving in public, your stuff is wide open. You're there, you're pretending that you know what's going on, that you have all your stuff licensed and insurance like it should be, insured like it's supposed to be. And, you're riding around like everything's hunky-dory, as they would say where I came from. But anyway, so, I had that experience and I was like, just, oh my God. I was like shaking. I know I hadn't done anything wrong. I was sober. I did have alcohol in the vehicle. I had went up and had picked up a 12-pack of Coronas, but the box was not open. I had not had alcohol in my system in 4 days. So I knew I was good. I knew I had There was no other kind of drugs in me, that would impact me in any kind of way. So I knew I was good. And it was dark. I usually don't drive at dark, but now, and I had my vehicle serviced the other day, and no one told me that I had any kind of light out. So I'm going to go get someone else to service my vehicle next time. Because, whenever shit like that comes up, I'm good. But, I should not have to deal with stuff like that. I should not have my lights out, Of course, they tell you in your manual, like, when you walk around your vehicle, make sure everything's there. Of course, most of the time we use a vehicle, it's not like that. It's like, oh my God, come pick me up, man. We're going to party tonight. Everything's good. La, 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 la. And you go off and do things. And you speak to the police officer, this young lady who is the most intimidating police officer I've ever experienced. I've, came across these guys that were like state troopers, and they were very disciplined. Those sharp curves those state trooper people make. But this lady right here, she was a city police officer, but my God, she was there, but you knew, I've watched all these interviews, and I knew that, that she knew how to get information out of you. She's used to she knows how to get information. She's used to getting the kind of information she needs. You're going to tell her. You cannot tell this woman no, or that you're wrong. That you can't tell her a lie. You make her tell her you're wrong, But you cannot tell her a lie because she would detect it. She's just one of those type of people. You can just read. She's going to be one of the greatest detectives ever, as she moves into her career. But whatever she would have asked me, she's like, Brad, have you had any dead bodies up under your... I'm like, oh, yes, I don't. I mean, I want to tell her things. It just has that type of scenario. So I get, how people just, blurt out stuff. Of course, I didn't have anything to blurt out, But I understand that those certain faces, there's certain people, there's certain voices that, a lot of training going on there. You want to tell them the truth. Or at least I hope you do, because I don't want you to be on the streets. But I passed by my little test tonight, and I made it quite well. And after that, I went on to a department store, and I got all the stuff I needed, and I was on my way, and I'm at home on my own turf. I gotta get some more dinner work done. That's always something, isn't it? Mucho bueno.